Ready.
What's up, everyone?
Oh.
Welcome to episode 69. Anyway, so today the topic is apprenticeships, tattoo apprenticeships. We have a lot of inquiries, so we're going to talk about it. And we're also going to go over tattoo highlights of the week. Here are just a few tattoos. Here's a full sleeve. And then we got, let's see, what is that? Chest piece for you chamorros out there. We also have a knee tattoo, as you could see, and this is a cover-up of a couple scars that she had on her knee, but we're going to talk about that later. And then lastly, just show you guys, this forearm piece, and this forearm piece is weave pattern. Anyway, so again, topic of the day is tattoo apprenticeships. We're going to go over that, and we'll also have some current events, so we'll see you guys in a little bit. Welcome to TATtalk, episode 69. All right, guys. So again, today's topic is tattoo apprenticeships. So those of you that are looking to apprentice or don't know what that's about or like to draw and want to get into tattooing, today's show's for you. And so this is a live show. So ask questions, comment. We're going to be engaging with you guys. My name is Josh. I'm the host. We're over here with Robert.
Hey,
what's up, Robert? He's back.
Yeah.
So Robert's going to go over some current events later on. If you're rewatching the show, please look at, or when you watch the show, you can ask questions, message us, write comments, because we always go back to earlier shows and then kind of see what people are asking and then bring it back up, which is why we're bringing up tattoo apprenticeships, because we've had inquiries and it's a pretty good topic, something to discuss. And then also it's funny because we got a current event and it's kind of crazy what is going on. So Robert, what do you got? What do you got for us?
Oh, so we have this singer. Her name is Kelsey Carter. It's something that went viral this morning. I woke up this morning to this picture we're going to show you guys of this girl getting a tattoo on her face. The picture is of Harry Styles. I guess he's a singer from a group called One Direction.
Wow. Yeah.
And she's like a fangirl, but she has a song coming out February 1st called Harry, which I'm guessing is for him. But the big controversy is it real or is it fake? And
so people are kind of wondering, like, what's going on?
Like, how far
is
did
that
you,
real?
Yeah, did you take it that far to, tattoo your face, or is it just
that's
like
crazy.
Like publicity stunt, or?
It's not a portrait. It's like an illustration of a face on a face.
Yeah, what would you call that? It's not it wouldn't be a portrait, right?
It's kind of like just an illustrative type drawing, artwork. It's just crazy though.
Does it
her
look
cheek.
real? Does it look?
Man,
it looks bruised, but the
look
ink
real
looks
because
it looks purplish.
Well, that might be the stencil,
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you put a stencil on, it kind of leaves a haze of purple.
Oh. Really? I didn't know that.
It kind of looks real, man.
But wouldn't the cheek be like swollen? Do you figure?
I mean, I see redness around it, but who knows? Who knows? Like nowadays, Photoshop, or they could have went in with makeup. But that's a crazy stunt. Seeing that, if she's a singer, people are gonna see her around, so they're gonna go. If it is fake.
And I'm guessing, well, what I've learned is that she's not really a popular singer. Like, she's not mainstream or anything.
Oh, I get it.
But it's like, that's where people are, is this to get you noticed?
Trying to get popular.
I mean, I've heard her music. I went and looked her up after all this, and it's she doesn't have bad music, but I don't think she should be doing something like this. I mean, it's a little far.
I wonder who the artist is that did it.
He is from he lives in Los Angeles. His name is Ramiro Lacoste.
Was it in a shop?
It was in a shop in Los Angeles. He was born. He's from New Zealand, and he's
No
20.
way.
And he's 24 years old.
He's from New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah, New Zealand born, and he's tattoos in LA.
Yeah, James. What's up, James? Clickbait. Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah.
That looks like clickbait, and it works. That would work on me. I'd be like, what is that?
Well, I mean, like I said, I woke up in the morning, going through my phone, seeing what's new, and I seen, like, right on Google, it's like the first box, like, girl gets tattooed on her face, which kids nowadays are getting tattooed on their faces, which is not a big deal, but to see someone's, like, portrait, that was different to me.
Yeah, there's not much that will be surprising nowadays.
Yeah.
like you said,
Yeah,
more
everybody's
people
doing
are just doing weird things on their face. Not tribal, just like anything. Just weird things.
Numbers, names.
But that's crazy.
Yeah,
face.
Well, then that's where, like, I mean, I wanted to ask, do artists have problems tattooing trends? Like, obviously, face tattoos right now is a trend. Like, everybody's trying, like, a lot of,
yes, tattoo artists, for the most part, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I do hear it a lot on the shows, but also other artists I talk to, hearing that, I get, for example, the infinity symbol, they're tired of doing that. You see, like, basically, Pinterest is huge as far as people going on there, seeing what is the most popular tattoos nowadays, and they look to see what they want to get. And that's what's bad, is if you're looking to see what you want to get, other people got it. So that's not unique.
And that's where a lot of people I've seen too on things artists don't like is when things they're not unique, they're not to someone's personal, I guess, like a personal level. They want to use it more like a fad, like finger tattoos with the mustache, like it's an infinity sign. I mean, I guess my hand tattoo, the one I got a rose on my hand. I guess that could be a fad tattoo, but to me, it means I got it for a certain reason. But
why did you get it?
Well, see, to me, I learned that, like, black roses are to be reborn again, and I was really lost growing up. So when I got the rose on my hand, it's when I found a lot, like, with God and everything, and I felt I needed to express that because my story that follows it, but it involves all that together. So
now when you got that, was it because you saw a lot of people getting roses?
No, actually, I seen a guy have a hand tattoo, and it wasn't a rose, it was a face. I think it was like Poseidon or something. And I was in Hawaii, and I seen a guy, and he was all suited up, and he was walking around, and it just looked clean. I was like, oh, actually, hand tattoos don't look that bad. Now, my family didn't want me to get a hand tattoo because I guess I have nice hands, which you
have nice hands?
That's what people tell me. I have nice hands, but they're not all. Yeah, I don't know, but
you do have nice hands.
Thanks, man. I appreciate making me blush. No, so I wanted the rose, but then there's different angles people get. This isn't like a freehand as a stencil tattoo,
right?
So I've seen people pick tattoos out for their hands, and why would you want a rose on the side? Like a side view. You want to look in. Like, the purpose is all the beauty inside of the flower, not the outside. So it took me a long time to really pick the tattoo I wanted. With any tattoo I have, I wait like maybe half a year to be like, yep, that's what I want. Because
everyone has different reasons.
Yeah.
Obviously, this person feels that this is a lifelong decision, or maybe she said, I'm gonna clickbait. I'm gonna get this tattoo. We're gonna go crazy. I'm gonna be viral, and then I'm gonna go get it lasered off. Hey, that's her prerogative, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, she said she was gonna do it. Like, she announced it on her Twitter, like, I'm gonna get this done. And
beforehand.
Yeah, because she got it done on his birthday. It was his birthday.
She planned it all up. That's
so
crazy,
I mean,
man.
she's smart. If it's clickbait, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well, I want to say aloha to Tony Pacelli, Bula, Auntie Sherry, Amos. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining us. Kalani, Johnny, James, Jolenta, Jennifer, Anissa, Bobby Ford. What's going on, man? Priscilla, George. He's looking forward to the Hurt Locker. Is that the nickname for Josh's chair, the Hurt Locker?
Yeah, actually, that's perfect.
Hey, I agree, because I see it every day.
You gotta earn it, man.
It reminds me of why I'm not jumping in another person's chair, because that pain, man, it is painful.
Well,
honestly,
honestly, when people get tattoos by you, like I've walked into an Al and people go, "Hey, did you go to Island Tat or Josh?" Yeah, I think there's a thing where we know, like, it's the Hurt Locker. Like, you earned that tattoo. Like, hey, man, you survived. Like, all right, cool.
I think any chair, man, would be the Hurt Locker. One thing I have to say is that something different about when I tattoo is when we're towards the end of a session, we're talking like 30 minutes of a 6-hour tattoo. Yep. Clients could be on their way out. Like I could see it. I could sense the perseverance to get through, and they're on the
brink.
They're right there ready to quit. They're ready to say, you know what, this part doesn't need shading.
Yeah.
Like are you sure? Like, I'm good. I'll come back.
It gets to that point where the noises and the grunts go away. It's just like pure silence.
I could feel it. I could feel the energy. And the difference is, before I used to just stop and then kind of give them a break. I would say, hey, you need a break. We could take a second. And then they're very grateful for that. But what I notice is, when you go back into it, it hurts even more. And majority of people just say, you know what, I'll come back.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just push through. And it's a lot different, because I could see clients kind of looking at me like, do you notice that I'm in pain? And I do, but I'm just like, I'm pushing through it.
Survive.
I'm pushing through it, because when we finish, I'm like, okay, done. And then they're like, oh, good, like, done. Are you sure? Like, man, I was about to quit, you know?
Like going to wipe it, like, oh.
No, that's like the whole tattoo. But, it's all about getting through it. And that's my way that I can help them get through it, even though it's like hurting them more and increasing the pain. It's like, you know what? I know you can do it. I know you can do it, and I'm gonna do my part by just like pushing through, without breaks or not. Just this last 30 minutes, and then next, you're done, and then you did it, and then there's this like relief, like, oh, okay, good.
Me and my uncle always have a saying when people ask about your tattoos that we have, and we always say, Josh, he makes one line, like one pass, and that's your line's done. So they're like. And I'm like, if you guys can make sense of that.
Okay, so some artists like go over lines, they thicken lines, or if it's crooked, they'll go back over, and I mean, I was king of that.
Your techniques.
I was king of going over a tattoo like 3 times.
Your technique's down though, like that's what we say. It's just one line, and he's just gonna fly through it, but you just gotta be able to sit through it. It's the whole point.
Right. Tony Lee said, I appreciate that in the long run, because healing for 2 weeks suck. Yes. I mean, you got another 2 weeks of, and for me, the healing is the itchy part.
Mine's the week.
I hate that. I hate the itchy. You want to.
I don't like the peeling part, because my arm looks all disgusting, and
that's
skin's
true.
flaking
it looks all
off, and
crazy.
I'm shedding everywhere, and everybody's like, "What's going on?" Like,
right.
Is he sick? I'm like, no, I got a tattoo. It's like a sunburn. Was George comment?
He said, I haven't quit yet. I was shaking last 9 hours shading session, and I was like, I'm all right. A little embarrassed. Josh on the serious note gives much love. He makes no big deal of it. I mean, yeah, he's true. He's right.
He's the one that was here yesterday?
No, but he had a huge session. I mean, he was one of the tattoo highlights with
I remember
the chest
which one.
and full sleeve.
Exactly.
That's a major piece, and he came back like back-to-back sessions.
I don't know how people could do that. Chest
dude,
and sleeve.
Me either. And that's why when he was like, "Oh, sorry for
No,
hurting," I was
sorry.
like, "Dude, you're killing it. Trust me."
If that piece means that much to you, I mean, your family should be proud.
Yeah, you did good, man. Like, most people only do 2 to 3 hours, so. Auntie said, it's like riding a roller coaster. You're hyped at the beginning, at the end you got no expression.
Yeah, and then
you're exhausted.
You walk away. You're like, we gotta do that again. Like, let's get back on.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, so all right. Well, let's go to the tattoo highlights of the week.
Okay.
So let's see. So this one, like I said, I just wanted to show you guys a different look of this weave pattern. I made it more realistic. Kind of zoomed in on it, and I like how it came out. It's pretty sick. I mean, I never did a piece like this specifically. A lot of the pieces I do, I don't, it's kind of innovative every time. And this
I haven't seen
piece,
a weave like on the before.
It's kind of different. I mean, normally I kind of do detail in every single weave, but this time I took those lines all the way down, and then put some deep shading where they actually connect to create that depth.
Yeah.
And I like how it came out, especially how it points at the wrist. There's leaf patterns going around the side, but regardless, I just want to show you guys that piece.
I mean, I'm spacing, but with the weave pattern, is there a specific? I mean, if the length of it, does it matter how long it is? The same meaning no matter how big it is?
No, I mean, you know, first off is the symbolism and the meaning, and that could be strength, bamboo weave.
Yeah.
Just a side note, my take on bamboo weave or weaving that's, you know, made of bamboo comes from Guam, which is from my dad.
Okay.
My dad taught me that our family is the Oka family, which is the bamboo, tall and strong. Now, this is obviously passed down from my grandma, my dad, down to me.
Yes.
I never researched it. I didn't go into Guam and say, what does it mean and all this. That's just that, you know, passed down knowledge from your ancestors. And, you know, it's weird me saying, oh, yeah, we're the Oka family, the tall and strong, and I'm short and everything. It's weird, but trust me, my family's tall.
Yeah, they are.
Know, they're all like 6 feet, 6'1". My brother's like 6'2" like, or 6'1".
Josh,
like,
what happened?
Yeah, and I'm all looking up to my little brother, 15, like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, but all the way across the board, they're all tall. You know, and then it goes back to my great uncles, my grandma's brothers. Yeah, you know, she saw them get beheaded by the Japanese in her backyard, because they were big, and that was the story. A lot of the men were big. So a lot of Chamorros now, you know, short and stocky. That's kind of what they're known for. Yeah. So I never understood that. I was like, yeah, but my dad said Chamorros were tall. It's kind of weird, but then it makes sense if they took out a lot of the tall ones because they'd be because they're a threat. Yeah, they're a threat. Like, take them out. So they have to dig their own graves and
that's crazy.
Tie their hands behind their back, cut their head off, and they fall right into the hole. Like that. That's just, again, from my family stories and everything. So that's when I do bamboo weave. That's kind of my take on it, is strength.
So if someone did a whole arm of bamboo weave, that would just be this. It wouldn't matter how big it is, small of the design.
I guess it would. The smaller you do the design, the more detailed. So it just looks very repetitious.
Okay.
If you make it real large, you could get detail in on it. It depends. It's preference, I guess. Yeah. And balance. I don't know if anyone that would want to do that, but if someone did, you know, we'd have to take a look at it and see what would be better.
Makes sense.
All right. So on to next one. Talking about Guam. Here we go. So this was, you know, a Chamorro piece. He wanted the Marianas Islands, which is Saipan, Rota, Guam. So you have the island chain going up, and he wanted like the map symbol, the north. He wanted that specifically. Okay. Everything else, he's like, hey, just throw it in there. Maybe some laddie stones. So I put some laddie stones near the collar right here, and then on the shoulder, and then the hook, the fish hook. Okay. And the fish hook can mean a lot of things. A lot of people say fish hook represents good luck. The way that I see it is provider. Okay. Provider for a family. A lot of the men in Hawaii back in the day would fish. And they would carry fish hooks, but everyone would fish and bring. That's food for your family, so you're providing for your family. So, a lot of times when someone comes to me, and either they're family or fishermen, or, you know, there's something about them being a provider for their family. Yeah. And then whenever it flows, it kind of just gets put in there because, like how I talked to you before about. Designing, I don't pre-plan it. No, I just kind of draw on whatever happens. It's not in my hands. I just kind of let go. So that's what happened there.
Is that common to mix the I mean the style? I mean, you have like, is that like a Tahitian style, or is that just, does it matter, or?
Well, I would say just Polynesian, because you have Hawaiian, you have the Nihomano or the shark's teeth. Okay. You have the leaf pattern, you have the spearheads. It's just a mix, you know.
And the laddie stones.
The laddie stones to put in that Micronesian or Chamorro in there. You have waves. You have Maori, the koru or the
clean,
fern.
Man. That's good.
It's just all of that. So
I like the shark teeth on the top a lot.
Yeah, me too. I like the border.
Yeah, it's nice.
So, all right. So there's that one. And then the next one we have this knee piece. I like the flow of this.
I do.
You know, she told me the
Ouch.
placement. Okay, so she wanted the knee piece exactly like this only because of the scars that she had. She had these small little scars.
Okay.
And,
From surgery.
you know, side note, just a side note,
Mm.
a lot of people come in wanting to cover scars. And it's kind of crazy because I just want to say that I think to certain people, scars are a lot bigger in their mind than they really are.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't even see the scar.
Because they notice it's an eyesore for them.
Yeah, it's like just something that they really want to cover.
It's like a scratch on your car. You're the only one that can see it. No one else.
Yeah, everyone's like, where?
Yeah,
you know,
you're like, it's right there. It's like this big. You know, yeah.
So I just want to say, you know, you can't even see it, but then it's not me.
Yeah.
You know, it's for them and it helps them, so that's fine.
Man, it looks like it hurt.
Yeah, it hurt.
Oh my god.
It hurt her. It hurt her, but she got it done. Anyways, so I was kind of skeptical because of the placement. I've never did a knee piece that's half of the knee going up and below it in a specific spot like that. And that's she directed me in that. So besides going, no, that's not going to work, or, you know, I've never done that, let's try something else, I just worked with it and I really like how it came out. I like the flow of it. It turned out, I think, perfect. So
it goes straight with their body, like the thigh and everything. It's
yeah, and I like that it's unique. You know, I haven't seen another knee piece like that before, so that's cool. Real quick, Bobby Ford's asked, when you design chest pieces, why do you choose to not cover the entire chest panel? So a lot of people come in and they ask specifically for the whole chest, or just a portion of the chest, and that is a discussion that we have. What do you want? You know, a lot of people will put it on me. Well, what do you think is best? For me personally, I'll do whatever you want.
No chest.
Like whatever you want. You got to direct me. What this is, you're living with it. Like what you see tattoo. What do you want? You know, because I'll make it look good. Like either way. Like if you want the whole piece, okay, cool. I'm gonna focus on that and do it. If you just want that upper piece, that's fine. Like
well, it's like my arm. You're like, how high do you want to go? And I was like, this high. And then you're like, okay. And I'm like, and then I forgot when I say that high, it means it goes all the way around. So when you did like down here, I was like, okay.
It's got to flow, you know. It's there's a lot of pieces. A lot of artists will. I've seen it when people come in and they have half sleeves or chest pieces that don't really flow, and I know why. Because it's harder to do it. It's harder to get these creases. It's harder to tattoo up on the collar. You know, so I know why they're doing it, but really they're cheating themselves as an artist and also the client. And that's why I never think of that, you know, and you gotta think of the end product.
When you were drawing with the pen, I was like, dang, is that what I said, that high?
Yeah. You're like, I don't know. I want to rethink this. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But this is good. This is good discussion because those of you thinking about apprenticing or wanting to get into this tattoo business, I don't know what other shops do. I mean, I have an idea, but I want to speak for them. But I know what we do. And that's something that I'm really big on is don't take the easy road. No crutches.
You know, cut corners because it's going to show.
Don't take the shortcut. Like, you got to do the right thing always, no matter what. And even if it's the same amount of money you're going to get paid for 2 times the work, who cares? Do it.
Just gotta do it.
Do it. And that's we're gonna touch on that later. But
aloha, Eric.
What's going on, Eric? And Ricardo. George said, pain for the chest. Pain for sure. Let's see. How much pain can you handle? Whole chest or half? Yeah, Sherry. That's true. None.
I got
me,
my
none.
chest. My chest is done. Cross. It's
how bad was it?
It hurt more in the middle where the sternum is, like the bone. But when it came to here, it wasn't bad. But when it's like right here, that tickled more because the nerves went up to like my neck. So I mean, it's all big word.
Everyone's different.
It's not a Josh tattoo for sure. It's a big word.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not as detailed, but it hurt. All my tattoos hurt. So
I don't know. For me personally, chest, I can't speak on the pain, but I could speak on like the average client in that location if they hurt or not. And chest is one of the top.
I don't know how people.
It's up there with
the
ribs.
nipple. I don't know. I couldn't. Oh man.
I mean, the whole it's
Have you ever, quick question, real quick? Have you ever like accidentally gone across the nipple, like my bad?
accidentally.
Yeah, like you sneeze or something, like and just like quit.
You know what? That sounds like something crazy for like a friend or something.
Yeah,
Just like a prank.
Just
get
just to
get
touch it a little bit. Like,
just get a needle with no ink or whatever. Be like, all right, and then just like, oops.
You gotta
That's so messed up.
You got to frown
That's
on your
so
nipple now. You got a
That's
sideways
the first thing
mouth.
I think of though. Like, all right, I'm gonna get you back. Like if someone does something, okay. Yeah, that's funny. Brother Cliff said arguably the most dank poly-tribal artist on the planet. Dank.
He's talking about me, just letting you know.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree. 100%. Is that good? I don't know.
Dank is good. It's like,
is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's
hey,
good stuff.
You know what? The work that you see is a direct reflection of like hard work and dedication.
That's right.
Hard work, no cutting corners.
Nope.
Like late nights,
Yep.
practice, pushing, like all that, which is the topic later, apprenticeship. Okay. So let's see. What's the last tattoo? Okay, so this tattoo, one of my favorite. I do have favorites, but I love them all. But the reason why this is one of my favorites is because it was tough. It was tough because you see that tiki that he has on his shoulder? That's not my style. It's not he has a similar tiki on his other arm.
Oh,
he has a whole chest and sleeve on his other arm, and he wanted to match a piece on his right arm, but he wanted my style. But the one thing that he wanted similar was the tiki on his shoulder. Now, it's different. If you look up close, it's different. So to match that style of tiki with the whole sleeve was tough. And that's what makes pieces for me like a favorite because of some background information, because I love all of them. I put my heart into all of them. But knowing going into a project that something's going to be so difficult and like, how am I going to do this? And then it turning out good. Like I could breathe and I feel good about that. So that's why, it's one of my favorite, not because of the end result, but because of the trial, the hard, struggle that I had to go with this piece. But regardless, there you see, I have the leaf pattern. He has a hook right there on the inside of his arm. Again, for provider. I mean, his whole story is included in it, and everyone has a personal story, and a lot of it is growth. A lot of it is new beginnings. With his job, like he was coming over here, he left his family's important, all these different things. We can't like break it all down specifically because everyone's different. What I notice is when I break down tattoos, people try and take that as, like law, like that's what it is always. And that's
Josh said.
Yeah. And that's not what it is,
like, who's Josh?
Yeah. He's a liar, But that's not true. It's hard for me to speak on it because this is my process. And you only know my process if you lived in my shoes for 20 years. That's it. And you would understand it. I can't explain it all. I couldn't. But I feel good about this.
I mean, I'm looking at all the stuff you taught me through the shows just by listening. I could like almost just read it. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's what's cool is like the more you watch, the more you understand certain symbols. And if it means this and this, it could either mean this or this, and it would make sense. And then when you get to know them, you kind of get to know what
like,
that
bro,
symbol represents. Like, okay, that matches you.
And you'd be like, no. You're like, well, what the heck? Like,
yeah. Okay, so you're a fisherman. I don't know.
Oh, man. Way off.
Yeah. But he does have warrior. That piece has a lot of warrior in it because of his occupation. I don't want to say it, but here's just different angles, I guess you could say.
That's nice.
What I like about this forearm piece is how the negative of the actual leaf patterns right up here turns black, like full black ink, which isn't negative no more. It's positive. And it's a spear. It turned into a spearhead, which represents his job, like him as a person and what he has to overcome at work and everything.
Hey, that's crazy.
And along with this piece right here, this is fresh, so you see the redness in it. The other side that we just saw was healed, but When it's fresh, it looks all reddish.
Well, I mean, if it's fresh, that girl's face didn't look like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Her face
Well,
didn't look red.
Okay, well the difference is in this piece right here, it's all the redness means that the needle went over it. So which means it went over all those spears, so all over the whole thing. In the face, it looks just outline. So the black would be the red, but you can't see the red because there's black ink over it.
That makes sense.
Since this piece is shadowed, there's a lot of really, really light grays in it. You could see the red popping through it.
So I forget the red turns into like a gray.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the piece, and so here it is, the full sleeve. Again, and you can kind of I don't know if you could see on his other arm. Actually, he wants me to go over. He has another appointment to go over his other arm. And kind of, fix it up.
He's dedicated.
Which is tough to fix up someone else's work, to kind of create it into a style of your own.
We got a lot of those this week. Not to give out information of clients, but there's a lot of clients coming in. They want to fix older tattoos done by other artists. So they either want to cover up, or they want to add shading, or they want to add. This is something I never knew. Actually, it's pretty cool that I didn't realize, is that they want to fill in their empty spaces on like their arms or their chest or back with poly in the middle of it. So all these negative spaces, they want to fill in just put the tribal between. And I've never seen that before really a lot.
Yeah, it happens a lot. They'll get. A lot of clients will have like this big old tribal piece, like thick black.
Yeah, the thick black.
Tribal. And then all the negative spaces go in with other detailed work. Majority of the time, it's because they don't really like it no more. They don't like that tribal no more. They want to fill it with something to kind of create something else. And that's hard because you don't know if the end product of adding more to something that you don't like will end up being better.
Yeah.
Or just cluttered.
Yeah.
Something you got to think about, and that's where design comes in, and the thought process of everything. Bobby Ford said, what's the cost on some of these? Ballpark, rich clientele. Good question. Some of these clients, most, some are rich. Some are rich. But most are not rich, and it takes some of them, like a year to complete. Like I said, if you come in for 2 hours every other month, you save up $300, a month. Yeah. And you come in every other month for 2 hours. I mean, it might take you a year, or 2 years. It doesn't matter.
It's kind of perfect though, with the healing process and everything.
The pain.
You're like, do I really want to go back? And it's like, yeah, you want to finish.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see like 18-year-olds coming for their first tattoo.
Oh man,
getting like full half sleeves, fresh. Yeah. And I'm like, man, they're doing it right, because most people go to the garage, they go to the cheap guy, and then they come back and then they want to cover it up or work with it. And when you can do something like clean and just perfect, fresh, why would you you mess that up for 5 years, 6 years to get where you are in your career, or to save up to get something that's like perfect for your whole life? It's insane. It's crazy.
So before we go to the next one, real quick question is, when people want to add or subtract or like fill in from their tattoos, is it bad to have too much, or is it good to add more? Like, can there be things where things are just cluttered and they just lose visibility?
No, a lot of times things just get cluttered and could get just too full, and that's when you just go in and you just do stuff. A lot of art, like tribal nowadays, Polynesian tribal nowadays is becoming just a clutter of stuff. It's just like, okay, people will, and I've just seen it, they'll draw all the patterns out on a paper, and then they'll get a piece and they'll just like pick what pattern goes where, and just I mean, that's money in the bank. In the bank. Hey, why not? That's what I'm definitely against. I don't like that, because there's no essence in that. There's no mana in that. That's just empty.
Yeah.
It's not even art.
It's like the different styles. I think, to me, when I see the smaller, like, see the pathways, you see the ones that are really super detailed, but they're super small. To me, that looks like it's a cluttered piece. I'm not gonna say any artists' names, but I've seen where they do like a whole sleeve, and it's just super.
I mean, that style is very It's Samoan style, and it's very popular right now because of the amount of detail, and it looks amazing. I mean, I look at it, I'm like, I could see why. I mean, that looks crazy because it's so much detail. You know, it flows well. I'm like, damn, that's sick. But then look 5 years later. I mean, that's the problem is like from far away, no matter what, all tattoos will, the ink inside your skin will thicken. So if you have detailed work, like the whole thing, well, it's going to just look kind of black from far away, you know? And that's just something you got to think about long term, because fresh tattoos all look good. The problem is that most tattoo artists, I mean, 99.9% of tattoo artists will post fresh tattoos. So clients can only judge it based on the tattoos they see. But if tattoo artists would post tattoos that are healed a year later, it would be a whole different game. A whole different ball game, because people would, you know, choose differently, I think.
Well, let's take a look at what George said. What did George say?
Come on, do you want junk or the best? Price is not an issue. It is pennies. It is the artist, and Josh to me is hands down the man. Money is not an issue when it is permanent. Well, thanks, George. Appreciate that.
Yeah, George.
You know, and then Bobby said, do they do all outline first? Yes. You know, I mean, when you come in for sessions, we lay it out, we plan it, we do a consultation, and then depending on if you're coming back and what your plan is, we could do the outline, frame it. We could frame it out, which is just big, like bold outlines first, and then we go on and do detail. It all depends. It all depends. And like I said, you know, you got to be wary of those artists that have tricks up their sleeve that will know that you want to do sessions, and then they'll just kind of lay it out in a way that looks really weird. Like you're coming back with a weird looking piece, or they let you go with a half done outline that looks really crazy to force you to come back in. I don't like to do that. I mean, if you're coming in for just 2 hours for a full sleeve, it might just be framework where, you know, you only have the major outlines. You know, but it is what it is. You know, that's fine. At least it looks like, okay, it's in progress. You got something going on. But yeah, I say anyone that wants a tat, just do it right.
I mean,
and I'm not saying come to me.
No,
I'm saying find the artist that you like.
But at the same time, I always tell people you get what you pay for. That's with like true. Anything.
Anything.
If you're gonna save up for the right person and pay that right amount, it's gonna show.
It's worth it, because you will regret it in the long run. I mean, I hundreds of clients that regret it in the long run. So that's why I could speak on that. They're just like, man, I wish I knew about you, or I wish I researched first. You know, I mean, it's nonstop. So anyways, let's talk about apprenticeships. And I want to speak on apprenticeships because we're getting inquiries, and, you know, more recently, I'm just kind of like over it. I'm over it because it's I have a passion for helping. I have a passion for teaching. Besides tattooing and culture, I want to like carry on this art and my style of tattooing. I want to. I really do. You know, and what I've noticed is it's hard. It's hard to find someone to do that because of the fact that it's hard work. And hard work is what I've noticed a lot is a lot of people just want stuff now.
There's no patience for a lot.
Like you gotta work for it, you know. And what's hard about it is when you go into a job, you make money, right? You make money. That's what a job's for. Well, when you get an apprenticeship, you don't make no money.
No.
And that's hard. It's very hard. You got to figure it out. You got to look and say, okay, well, how bad do I want it? That's what I say. How bad do I want it? Am I willing to lose sleep over it? Am I willing to sacrifice watching TV and Netflix? Am I willing to go to work, go to apprenticeship, and then go home and draw till I fall asleep? Like to this day, I find myself falling asleep with the laptop almost every night. Because I got work to do. I don't have to. I don't have to.
No.
I mean, I'm booked. You know, I got big projects I'm working on. But it's the drive. It's that inner fire, you know, that's like just pushing. So I'm trying to find someone like that. I can't. It's impossible to find someone like that.
Yeah.
You know, and the difference is like what I noticed is a lot of people. I don't want someone to do it to be a great artist for me. Like that's the difference. Like a lot of apprentices or artists in shops, and I'm not talking about this shop, but in tattoo shops, they're like, oh, I'm working for the owner. Like I'm, you know, it's half the cut. It's going to the shop, and they worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I worked at shops where 50% of my cut, actually, I gave a lot more in the beginning, but was going to the shop. I wasn't there to make money though. I was actually like dying, you know, for money. I was like it was crazy. It was crazy, but I knew I was there for another reason.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn. And I mean, it wreaked havoc on my relationship at the time.
Yeah.
It wreaked havoc on my sleep. I was going to school on the GI Bill, so that's how I was making some money, but that ain't a lot of money when you're married and you have a family and you know you got built. Like it was crazy. But I knew what it's like going through it, but I wasn't even apprenticing.
So as someone is to go into to be an apprentice, it's the first thing out of your mind should be money because you're not going to make a lot of it.
Well, okay, so yeah, and that's touchy because obviously you want to be an artist to make money as a career, right?
Yeah. But I mean, you're gonna have to do at least like a part-time job or something.
Yeah. If you're going in as an apprentice, you gotta get money another way. You have to, because this is how it works. You can go in and pay $6,000 to $10,000 for an apprenticeship. Pay it.
Yeah.
Just pay it. And then the artist then will go, okay, you're paying for knowledge. You're paying for my 20 years worth of experience to just give it to you. Okay, cool. So now, like, my time is worth something, right?
Yeah.
So you want to sit down and pay $300 an hour for me to talk to you because I could be tatting making that. So you're pulling me away to sit down and teach you something that I spent like probably $500,000 or more on trips, on travel, on freaking like sleep, on, I mean, hours upon hours to learn what I learned. No one told me.
Yeah.
I had to go and seek it. I had to put in that time and effort and everything. And you just want it? Like you just want it?
Yeah.
What is that worth? So every artist is a different worth. You go to a street shop, it could be different. Street shops might say, hey, you know what? We need another artist. We're busy. How are you busy? We got walk-ins coming in wanting a $50 tattoo. We need someone to tat that. Well, that kind of apprentice is different, right? Because they're just in there to make money. Yeah. You're in there to work for me because my shop needs money because we're losing money, right? Yeah. We're not like that. And because we're not like that, I don't need to fill seats. Yeah. I don't really need any artists here. But I love to share and have artists in here because it's us. It's we. And that's what's different. Like I don't see that a lot, but I don't know. Maybe now in shops it's all about family. I don't know.
It's a lot different. This shop is way different than the average shop. So you hear clients come in all the time and talk about it. I mean, I've been to other shops and I know because it's a different feeling and there has to be a different way of learning too that comes to that, you know? I mean, if you come in a shop that's not an average street shop, you're going to have different set of not necessarily rules, but more habits. So
yeah, I think that is what an apprentice should do is look at the shop itself that you're going to go in, and the way I see it is like it's the level of that shop. If the shop is a certain level where these artists have names and they're known for something specific, it's going to be harder to get in that shop and their standards are going to be way higher. If you want to get into a street shop to do $50, $100, $150 tattoos, it's going to be lower because they're just trying to turn around, like fill those seats. Yeah. Get them in, get them out. When I was in a shop, that's what the mentality was. When I was here in different shops, it was get them in and get them out. Why are you talking so long? Why are you trying to get to know what they want? Just figure it out. Like, tell them what they want, you know? And that's what that culture was when I was in shops. It was like, hey, come on. Why do you care? Just stop, you know? Why'd you put so much detail in that? Like, you could have just outlined it, did some quick shading, and then get them out. We got other people in the lobby waiting.
That's crazy. So,
first thing as an apprentice, figure out what shop you want to be in. Yeah. And understand that if you want to be in the shop that is at a different high level, you got to come prepared to work at that level. You have to, or you won't make it.
We got a comment from Bobby. He said, I teach hip hop. It took me 20 years to be able to teach it full time. I worked every job or Joe job. I feel you on this generation and how they want now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Like he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
You know, like I got stories. I mean, I was working.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, and that's where I think it, like you said, everything now, like my generation is YouTube and Instagram. Everything's there. You can look up how to do this, and then it'll show you. So everything's like at my fingertips. So when you go somewhere and you're expecting like the easy, like, hey, you know what? I want to learn this. It should take me about a week or a month. I'll give it like 3 months. It's like, what? No, this is like hard work, meaning your body has to train to get used to this. You have the mindset. There's more than just putting your hand to a pencil.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've had, man, I should have counted, but I've had many guys come in wanting to be apprentices and then going through like a program.
Yeah.
And because we don't have a set program, there was a time that I had these signatures. I mean, it was a program, but we're always moving. We're always evolving here at Island Tat. Always. And a lot of people can't keep up. They can't adapt, you know, because they want. So they're like, I'm not getting what I need. And the thing is like, although they say they're not getting what they need, they're evolving themselves. And I'm looking going, well, you mean you're not making $200 an hour? Like what do you mean you're not getting what you need? Because you're way better than when you came in. And you're getting better every day.
You're growing.
Like I don't understand that. And that happened a lot. And a lot of these guys that left, I'll see them on Instagram trying to do their thing like 5 years later, and they're still kind of in the same spot, when I know for a fact if they were here, oh man, with that potential, you know. But the thing is hard.
Well, and people have to get used to being uncomfortable. That's hard to get used to have that feeling of you're never gonna be comfortable. Not saying that everything's gonna be anxiety, but when you grow and consistently grow, you're never gonna be, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with. You're gonna be like, no, and you're always gonna push yourself.
Yeah, it's almost. I guess it's like anything. It's like anything. How bad do you want it? How hard are you willing to work? I follow guys like Ray Lewis, you know, and studying his whole career and everything. That, you know, people will see him on the field and hear of him and go, dang, he's a beast. Like, you know, it's like he didn't just end up like he wasn't born like that. Actually, he was small for the league. Like he got passed up because he wasn't what everyone expected as a middle linebacker. They thought he wasn't even going to make it. He had to prove himself all the time and no excuses. Then he had some crap go on in 2000, you know, whatever. He kept going. He kept going. And you could apply that to tattooing or anything in life. And all I'm saying is with tattooing, it's very different because, you know, most tattoo shops go, I want to see your art. You got to be a good artist. For me, if you're passionate about art, it's probably why you're standing here asking me to tattoo, right? And I'll know if they just want it for money. If you want to just make money, man, there's shops. Go on other shops.
Yeah.
Like I always say the money will come.
Yeah.
There's something that I always go by. If you chase money, it'll run. If you're chasing money, it'll run. If you ever think about that, anytime you're trying to make that money, it's like harder and harder. You'll get it, but like in little pieces, whatever. When I personally learned that, I say, you know what? Because I'm trying to pay bills, I'm trying to pay debt, I'm trying, you know, pay everyone's payroll back in the day, you know, and I was trying all these different projects. I was just trying so hard. And then when I heard that saying, I was like, you know what, let me try it. And I just kicked back and I focused and I just did my thing.
Yeah.
Man, I got booked, like, you know, all these clients, my rate went up, you know, all these things happened, and then the money came. So, because that's not what I was chasing. I wasn't chasing the money, you know. It's just, you know.
So, really quick, Rosa, which comment do we have you want to put up? Tony? Oh, Tony Lee, he says, you got to look at it like going to school to make money later. There's a process to learning and making money the right way. Knowledge is worth it.
Yep.
I mean,
it is like going to school.
So as an apprentice, I mean, is there a certain age where you should just not try? Like, would you take if someone
No.
came in like he was like 40 and was like, "Hey man, I want to draw. I want."
I would literally take anyone that is passionate about it, and I could see that drive in them.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, the biggest thing is why.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do it? If it's because you want to make a lot of money, and that's what a lot of people, they see like tattoo artists with a lot of money, or they hear, dang, he charges $300 an hour. I could charge that. Oh my God. Well, first off,
Yeah.
you know, it sounds great, but I'm in
Yeah.
debt like crazy, and I don't pocket like hardly anything. You know, I mean, I'm hustling. But
40. Sorry, I just read George's like, calm down the 40. not that it's old. It's just my bad. 400. Someone came in that was 400. Would you?
that's funny.
No, but you know, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, is there like a I guess let me not a pet peeve. Is there like a big no for like apprentices? Like one thing that you won't tolerate with or accept from someone coming in trying to, like, hey Josh, I want to apprentice, and it's like, well, either like they have someone's face tattooed on their cheek or something. Would you? I mean, is there like anything that just you would have to turn away?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of feel it.
Yeah.
You kind of feel their
they had, like,
intention.
attitude
It's
or
intention,
something.
you
Yeah.
know? And I always think about, the thing is, I don't need an apprentice.
Yeah.
Think about it. I don't, like, I have so much on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I would take in an apprentice, because we do have a lot of people that
Yeah.
could, like, the shop could make more money.
Yeah.
Like, we have clients coming in, right? Like,
yeah.
where we could fill the seats. But I built the reputation for 20 years, and
So-
I'm not going to just, like,
Yeah.
kill it for money.
So you would want, if an apprentice, because we were speaking about apprentices, if
Yeah.
they were to come in to this shop, it would be expected to hold yourself a certain way.
They would have to be able to fit in
Yeah.
with the Island Tat standard.
Okay.
And what I'm real big on is we're a family here,
Mm-hmm.
so we have each other's back.
Yes.
And
We all do butt heads every once in a while, but it's just little things, small
Well, that-
potatoes.
you
It's
know,
normal.
yeah, and if anyone stops having each other's back, we'll just get rid of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want that. We've had so many
Yeah.
people here before
Mm-hmm.
where it just didn't work, and I'm over it. Man, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting old. I don't need BS. Like,
Yeah.
so, you know, on the larger scale of everything, I don't need an apprentice, but I would love to teach someone.
Mm-hmm.
But you better earn it.
yeah.
That's it. You better earn it. And if I ask you as an apprentice or want to be an apprentice, hey, watch the show. Well, guess what? Even if I said that real quick,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to ask you questions on the show. And
Mhm.
if you don't know the answer, obviously you didn't watch it. Obviously you don't want to be here, and obviously you're not at that standard. I don't care
Yeah.
if you're working 80 hours a week. If I was given an opportunity, I would have jumped through so many hoops, but
Yeah.
I wasn't even given an opportunity. So I forced my way into this industry, and I wasn't given an apprenticeship. So I worked giving away 80% of my money,
Yeah.
bringing in clients. I mean, my story's crazy. So I work for it,
Yeah.
and I don't want to hear excuses. I was building elevators, working 60 hours a week, journeyman, out around here in San Diego, printing shirts for the clothing brand and tattooing.
Mhm.
Like waking up at 5, going home at like 1 or 2 in the morning, almost crashing and dying so many times, almost falling down.
Some
you know,
of those
elevator,
stories you told
freaking-
me about you driving tired.
No, it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
and then you're
insane.
sitting here saying you're tired, or you're
Yeah.
sitting here saying, well, you know, this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, it's not bad. It's
Yeah.
just not this.
I
you
mean,
know?
for someone who wants an apprentice under you, as someone who's worked with you, me, quick thing of advice: if you're asked to do something, do it, because it's gonna show. If you don't watch the video, it's gonna show. There's always a reason to everything, and I mean, anyone that wants to learn from you, don't waste time.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's no right or wrong.
No, but I
you know,
mean,
it's just like,
but don't lie.
Not for me.
Don't lie to me. It's gonna be like, Robert, did you do this? Like, oh yeah, I listened to it. Well, what did it say? And I'm like, I already know this guy watched it. I know you've seen it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm just like, I'm I'm moving.
Yeah.
You know that.
Mm-hmm.
We're always moving here, you
Yeah.
know, and I am working on big projects.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's
But
a lot there's a lot going on.
in other words, I had to earn basically a piece of your trust to be like, all right, he's got it. I didn't just come in here like, oh, yeah, I know how to work a computer. You know, it's
well, a lot of people came
yeah.
and go, like
Yeah.
came and went because of the fact that either one, they can't hang.
Yeah.
They don't like the change,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and what I live by is like, if you don't evolve or change, you die.
Yeah.
And that's in
going.
anything. You're just dead. Your craft is dead.
Mm.
You're irrelevant. You're not evolving. People are gonna just crush you, and that's why we're still relevant. And I'm pushing to stay relevant because there's young guys coming up killing it.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You got to keep working for it, and that's my mentality. So
Bobby has a really good question. He said, would it be for a Polynesian tattooist only?
you know what? Like I said in the past, like I love teaching. I love sharing knowledge, and I've we had a girl here before, and she was out of college, art college, and she just liked the standard here. She liked the level of art here, so she asked to apprentice, and yeah, she came in as an apprentice. But
I remember her. I think I remember her. I think it's when I first met you, maybe.
oh, long time ago,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Yep,
I remember her.
yep.
Yeah,
She's a great artist.
Yeah.
Great art, and that's why she wanted to be here. But so she wasn't learning tribal. So it wasn't for Polynesian tribal. And I told her that. I said, look, if you don't want to learn Polynesian, you know, tattoos, that's fine. If you just want to learn tattoos, I could teach you that too.
yeah.
But this is different.
Standard, yeah.
You're gonna earn the $10,000 apprenticeship. You're gonna earn it, you know. And how do you earn something like that?
Okay, so now with when you saying that right now, you know, there's a lot of shops that make you go do things as, you know, well, everybody cleans, but like do my laundry, wash my car, all that
Hazing.
hazing. They do the hazing to pay for whatever it is they want, or their apprenticeship. We don't do that here.
Well, there is like this culture, and I don't know if it still stands now, but there was a culture of hazing where you get the apprentice pretty much to the level where they almost want to quit. You call them names, you have them do the stuff like you said, wash your car, just do crazy things, because if you want it, you're gonna do it and stay. So it's that level of earning it. That's what they used to put people through because it was really hard to get into the trade. Now, because people can go on YouTube, because people are tatting out of the garage, you know, they're not as hard. But here at Island Tat, yeah, you're going to be cleaning the toilets. You know, and the funny thing is that's part of it.
Yeah.
I still clean the toilet. I'm not above cleaning the toilet, getting my hands and knees and scrubbing the floor. Like, I do it because it needs to be done, and that's part of an apprenticeship because number one thing is cleanliness. That's before art and, you know, tattooing and all. You got to clean. You got to make sure everything is clean. So, yeah, you're going to be doing things that you don't want to do. But guess what? It's part of the shop. It's part of being a reputable artist or being in a shop with reputable artists and at a certain level.
Yeah, because you don't want to go anywhere. I mean, you don't want your clients come in the shop and be like, like.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I have my apprentice, like, after cleaning and they got it, like, pretty much I have them clean to where they clean without even looking at the sheet and seeing what they got to do. And it's like second nature. Like everything is habit. And I can set up my whole station in like 5 minutes because I don't think about it. I just do it. And it's like perfect. It's at a certain level.
Yeah.
Well, that's how all of tattooing has to be, because for me, when you sit down and tattoo, you don't want to be thinking about anything else.
Yeah.
You want to think about this tattoo you're working on. You want to think about the cord you're rolling over or the dirt in the corner or, you know, whatever, trash is full and you go and empty your trash. You know, like there's all these little things that get in the way. That's just how I do it. So after cleaning, I have them set me up. And when they set me up, I just have them set my station up for like forever until I could see that they do it while they're like on the phone, you know, like you know, talking to someone
just habit,
without even thinking. And because of that, it's quick. That's just the way that I teach, and a lot of people don't understand that. And not necessarily I tell them. It's the wax on, wax off thing. Like, just do what I'm telling you to do. Like, do you want to be where I'm at? Okay, do what I'm telling you to do. Like,
it's all a reason.
You can quit. You know, I mean, it's up to you. So that's just that.
Bobby wants to know if are you broadcasting at the shop now?
Yes, we are. It's a part of the tattoo shop. This area is not our studio, but it's in the same location.
Yeah.
It's in a different area.
We have to
but
put like a code because he does build elevators, so we have to take an elevator up to this level.
secret Batman
Yeah.
style. So Ken said, I did grunt work in my business before I learned what it took to become a broker. Today, I have people who work for me that will one day become their own broker. In every business, I think you have that kind of model.
Oh, broker.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Every business. It's very true.
I mean, if it's, I mean, it obviously works if someone's doing it. I mean, it's just like anything you do. If you wanted to, if I'm looking at somebody and they're good at it, well, I want to learn everything they do, so I could be good at it too. You know.
In the end, it's how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Prove it. And TJ said, by cooking rice without being asked. So true. So true.
What's that mean? I don't get it.
Just you guys are gonna eat. You know rice got to be cooked. Like someone's got to tell you to do it, or just do it.
Just
I mean,
do it.
and that's just like me, man. Like I
Makes
go to the
sense.
bathroom. If it's all dirty,
Yeah.
I just freaking
Just
clean
do
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like
Mhm.
that, and that's what we need people in the shop doing. Like just do it. It needs to
Yeah.
be done. Don't be take initiative. Don't have to be told because you just go to a street shop.
Yeah. Who come clean this stuff?
All right, guys. Well, anyway, so that's our little, take on apprenticeships and how to be here. We're gonna we have a couple. Well, we have a few people wanting to apprentice, so we're gonna see if anyone wants to come in and come on the show. And
The hazing starts. They're gonna eat everything we give them. No, I'm kidding.
no, it's just good to
Yeah.
get to know. It's good to get to know them.
Yeah.
And then we can get comments or kind of have the viewers see if they see anything or have any questions, but kind of see real
Buzzard
life.
sounds. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, just to see what's up.
Yeah, it'd be
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna reach out to different apprentices and see who actually
who wants
on.
it? Who wants it?
and we'll go from there. But it's been fun.
Yeah.
Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you guys Tuesday. And like I said, hit us up. Comments, questions. Let us know what you want to hear, or if you guys want to talk about symbols or whatever, tattoos, whatever you guys want. So let us know. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Later.